Mandy, otherwise known as Mystery of Diamonds, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hey y'all! Alright, so I'm starting off this collab that I am doing with Mindy of Mindy's Diamond Moment, Kara from The Principal Painter, and Maritza from Kiss My Crafts. We are doing Thankful November. Okay, and we do have a hashtag now. It is hashtag Give Thanks Vember. Give Thanks Vember. And I will make sure to put that hashtag down in the description so that you'll be able to see it, so that you can use it, because we'd love to see what you're working on for this. And so I'm kicking off this event. It's Sunday, and I am doing my Sunday WIP and chat. It's the first one, so this is your first, by commenting on this video, you're going to get your first entry into my part of the giveaway. Do not forget that you're going to want to watch their WIP and chats and comment on their WIP and chats to be able to get an entry into their portion of the giveaway, which we will not announce our package winners until the end during the live. Okay, so I thought I'd kind of start off by showing you, I showed y'all during the introductory thing, like how I kitted up the kit, which I have back here. But I thought, I do something a little different. I actually work with a combination of the plastic and the release papers. I don't like the plastic when I'm actually working on it. So what I do is that I put down 2 rows of the release papers, okay? And then what I do is I take and I get kind of close to the edge here and I cut off this plastic part. Okay, so there's no more plastic on this part of the canvas, okay? And I get rid of that. All right. Now I do mine so that when I peel off a release paper, I have a section, and this is the section that I'm going to work on. And then when I am done with this section and I want to go on to the next one, I'll pull off this release paper and so on. And that's how I do. I go from right to left. And I think it's just because I'm right-handed, and so if I go from right to left, then when I'm working on this one, I've already got drills down on this one, so my hand can sit and it doesn't bother me. All right, so I got to reposition my drills here. The other thing that I do, just because I don't like my hands on the plastic, I do have a pillowcase that I put down, because for me, when I go to shake my drills, I can shake it a lot easier on here. If they spill out, I can easily gather this up and be able to get my drills back in place. All right, so I am going to bring this down a little bit closer to me so that I can see. Now, even though you don't need a light pad with Diamond Art Club, I do still use a light pad, just because I'm used to it. It helps me see. I do have it on the lowest setting because this is a Crafty Mint. I think it's a 3A, A3 light pad. So it's a good size. I really like it. This is an amazing light pad. Okay, so I figured what I would talk about first is why I chose this canvas specifically. I told y'all a little bit during my introductory video, but my daughter, Jasmine, means so much to me. She is my middle child, and the funny thing is that when I had her, when I was pregnant with her, sorry, I'm trying to get these from spilling everywhere. Sorry. She was 2 years younger than my oldest child. Okay. So they are 2 years, 2 months to the day apart. She was actually supposed to be born on December 31st of 1999. You know, so she had the possibility of being one of the first born into the new millennium. Now, if she would have been at her hospital, she possibly we could have gotten a, I think they had like scholarship thing for the ones that were born first into the new year or into the new millennium. But my husband was not going to have any of that. He really wanted her to come before Christmas because he wanted her there with us for Christmas. So he actually convinced one of his friends to go take me. He gave this friend some money and told her, okay, I'm giving you this money and I want you to take it and go buy Christmas presents for your kids. The only catch is that you have to take my wife with you and you have to make her walk and not stop. So like, she had me walking all around Walmart and the mall. And I mean, I was exhausted because I was hugely pregnant. I wanted to stop. I wanted to rest. And she's like, no, just one more. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Now, keep in mind, I did not know that my wonderful husband had convinced her to not let me rest, you know, because he figured if he walked me, had me walk forever, that it would induce my labor. Now, here's the funny thing. We had already talked to the doctor technically the day before, and the doctor had agreed to induce me the next day. Okay, so we already had plans for me to go to the hospital and for me to be induced. So I'm not exactly sure why he felt the need to actually do his little plan, but he did. And I remember getting back to her apartment. I was so exhausted. I was so tired. And I had planned on, because, you know, I like to go play bingo at the time. And so I had planned on going and playing one last game of bingo before the baby was born. And so I was getting ready to go, and I had something happen. And I was like, uh-oh, I think that there's a problem. Like, I felt like there was a problem. So I went to the hospital, and, you know, they had me in the emergency room, and they were checking me over. And I can remember they had me strapped up to, you know, the little straps that monitor contractions and baby's heartbeat and all that good kind of stuff. And my husband's like, oh, wow, baby, you're having a contraction. I didn't even feel it. I'm like, what? No, I'm not. And he's like, yeah, that was a big one. And I'm like, well, obviously not big enough because I couldn't feel it. And when they came and checked with me later, I'm like, okay, you know, when can I leave? Is everything okay? Whatnot. And they're like, well, everything's okay, but you're not going anywhere. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, you're having a baby tonight. And I'm like, oh, okay. And of course, my husband is sitting there grinning from ear to ear like a Cheshire cat, because he had accomplished exactly what he had wanted, that he was getting his baby before Christmas. You know, not like he was the one who had to carry it around, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, the problem is that we, you know, because our family members all knew that I was supposed to be induced the next day. So they had gone out that night. Okay. Because this was late in the evening, and they had gone out, well, not really late, but, you know, like it wasn't noon or anything like that. But they had all gone out, and because they didn't expect us to be at a hospital. They didn't expect a baby to be coming. So we had my 2-year-old, my first child, Chris. We had my 2-year-old, and Chris is pulling out trying to pull out every wire that is connected to me, connected to my stomach, you know, everything. And I'm just like sitting here going, oh my gosh, something has got to happen. Get a hold of your mom, get a hold of your dad. We can't get a hold of anybody. And so we convinced his friend to watch Chris for us, you know, so that in case the baby did come and Wayne was in the room with me, you know, that we had someone watching Chris. Because Chris was just too into wanting to pull everything out of walls and body parts. And Chris was just a very curious child. So, you know, my friend looked at me and she's like, I do not want to leave this hospital and then you have this baby like shortly thereafter. Well, you know, I told her it wouldn't happen, but yeah, it did. Because they gave me Pitocin, and Pitocin makes me go into labor very, very quickly. So Jasmine was special from the very first moment. Because when babies are born, okay, first off, Jasmine was coming however she wanted, when she wanted, you know, and when babies are born, they do this test called an APGAR score. And, you know, they hold the baby's fingers and pull up, you know, to see what kind of grip and all that they have. So they were doing the APGAR test on her, and I couldn't see them because their backs were to me, because she was on this little bassinet thing. And they told me, I mean, like, they were like, oh my gosh, go get so-and-so, go and get so-and-so. And I thought, what's going on? What's wrong with my child? And they're like, no, it's amazing. And I'm like, well, what's going on? They said, well, usually, you know, we check the grip, but when we pull up with our fingers, she doesn't let go. She's actually lifting her entire head up off the table and like holding it steady. And like they showed me, and they showed everybody that came in that she was being able to do this, because I guess that's kind of rare. And I can remember even from like the first or second day, I'd put her head on my shoulder and she could lift her head up all on her own. She was very determined, even at a very young age. And that has actually stayed with her. I am very proud of Jasmine because she is and always has been very determined. I remember when she was probably 4 years old, she had asked if she could take dance, you know, but I had been dealing with Chris and, you know, I want to take this, I want to do this, and then, you know, not sticking with it. So at 4 years old, I just didn't know if Jasmine was gonna stick with it, you know, and so I was like, well, let's wait till you're a little bit older and see if you're still interested. And she was. So I got her into dance a little bit later than probably what most people would have, and I do feel bad about that. I just didn't know if she was serious, and that's when I first learned that my wonderful child, she is very headstrong, and if she has in her mind that she wants to do something, then she's going to do it. And so she was in dance. She did very well with dance. She enjoyed it. But then she eventually had to choose between dance and band when she got into middle school and high school. And because especially with the high school band, their band practices were on the same days that her dance practice would be, so there was no way for her to be in two places at once. So she did choose band. She plays the saxophone, and ooh, let me tell y'all, she can play. Oh, she definitely does not get it from me because I did color guard in high school. I was not musically inclined. She can sing and she can play the saxophone. She can play the clarinet, and she is trying to learn the violin. So she is very talented musically and artistically as well. Because as you know, she does the nails that I have, and she's followed, you know, me in love of dragons ever since my kids were young. They know that I love dragons, and I've got dragon statues and everything all over the house. And so she has grown up really liking dragons as well. And so, sorry, I'm trying to get this out. When I saw this particular painting come available on Diamond Art Club, I remember, because this was right before I was a Diamond and Ruby member, right before I was a Ruby member, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope that one is going to be around, because I so want that one. Now, originally, I had planned on getting this one for me. And then Jasmine saw it, and she's like, oh, Mama, I so want that painting. I want you. And I tried to get her to like do it herself, you know, and no, she was not going for that. She's like, no, I'll let you do it for me, but I really want you to do it. And she has been very patiently waiting for me to get this painting out, you know. And so every time that I'm doing a collab with something, you know, she would ask me, well, are you going to do Are you going to do my dragon painting? And so when I told her that for this event we were doing a canvas that makes us thankful for something, I told her that I'm very thankful for her. I'm thankful for everything that she does, not only for my channel, because, you know, she does my nails. She came up with the idea of matching my nails to the canvas, you know, which is something that's very unique to my channel. And I am so grateful for that. But she's also very supportive. We have a very close bond. You know, her and I actually do just sit and talk sometimes. You know, I know that life gets busy with her, and I know that she's going to be moving off before long, which I don't really want to think about, you know, because I already have one child out of the nest, you know, and this will be my second child out of the nest. And I'm just like, no. It's very difficult to not have them in your house every day where you get to see them. And like I said, you know, her and I are very close. We talk. She comes and she lets me know, you know, what's going on with her. If she's having any troubles with anything, you know, she actually does come to me, you know, and we want our children to come and to talk with us. And, you know, I'm very, very proud of her, because she is also a straight A student. She is in college. She is in her second year. And I'm telling you, it's not easy to maintain straight A's all throughout college. She has made one or two B's as far as, like, you know, but as far as like her overall score turns into an A. And she's in, you know, the National Honor Society for the college, which is Phi Theta Kappa. And I'm very proud of her, because I was in that one as well. So I was like, yay, you're in the same thing that I was. And sorry, I'm looking to see if I have any of these. Yes, I do. Okay. So she is very, like, I do not have to stay on her to study. So sorry, let me give her something. She is all about studying on her own and making sure that her grades are what she wants. You know, she's very specific about her future. So what she is studying, at first she was going to be a vet. And becoming a vet is very difficult, you know, because there's a lot of stuff that you have to learn. It's actually almost more difficult to become a vet than it is to become a medical doctor. And I think it's just because you have to learn multiple systems versus just one system. You know, you have the human body, but then with animals, there's multiple animal parts that you have to do. Sorry, I gotta have Egbert out here. I forgot. Egbert, you wanted to stay and watch, didn't you? For those that don't know me, this is Egbert. He is my dragon egg cover minder. And I never actually use them as cover minders since I don't use the plastic. So I just have them as companions when I'm working. So anyway, so she was going to go through vet school. She had everything planned out. But then she came to me with a valid concern. She is such a huge pet lover that she was worried about if she would be able to put an animal down when an animal needed to be put down. If the owners decided they couldn't afford the surgeries, or that there just really wasn't any hope, you know, and the animal needed to be put down. She started wondering if she would have the heart for that. And so she said, okay, I'm going to choose a different field of study. And at the time she was still in high school, and I was teaching forensic science. So she was actually in my forensic science class, and she was having such a good time learning about forensics. And she knew that originally, well, you know, one of my college choices, I had wanted to be a forensic pathologist, and that's the one who performs autopsies to learn cause of death and determine time of death and all that to help catch a killer. So you know, as she was in the class with me, she realized that she really enjoyed what she was learning about. And so she decided that she wanted to stay in the medical field. And what she wanted to do is that she wanted to become a forensic pathologist. So she is currently trying to finish her AA degree. Where then she is going to go on to get her Bachelor's of Science at FSU. And she's pre-med right now, because what she's going to have to do in order to be a forensic pathologist is she's actually going to have to become a regular medical doctor, and then she's going to have to specialize in forensics. And so, like, she'll be doing her interning with a experienced medical examiner. And she has already, like, y'all, she's not even close to graduating yet, and she's already contacted a forensic pathologist that is in the area, and have talked to him about being able to possibly go and watch an autopsy, and maybe be able to what do you call it, like shadow and like kind of unofficially intern with him. And then she's already researched like where she's going to need to intern when she does her medical school, where she's going to apply to medical school, which one's the best one for forensics, you know. So she's already done all kinds of research, because I tell you, she's a planner. She's very, out of all my children, she is the one that is the most like me as far as being a planner. And so I, you know, I told you, when she gets her mindset that she wants to do something, she is insistent and she's going to do that. So I have no doubt whatsoever that she will actually become a forensic pathologist. And so I can't be more proud of my daughter because she has many, many talents. Like I said, she can sing, she can dance. As y'all can see with the different nails, she's never had an art class, by the way. She's never taken an art class. Everything that she's done has been self-taught. She's very, very talented, and I am so grateful and thankful to her because, you know, I know that there are a lot of parents out there that have kids that when they, especially when they reach their 20s, which she is 20, that they, you know, just go off on their own and don't really hear from them a lot. But Jasmine has always made an effort to be in contact with me. You know, she's even planned, I remember there was one time, it was for my birthday, and she had planned this outing, where she was paying for the whole thing. Okay, she was paying for the whole thing. She paid for the meal, she paid for the movie that we went to go see, she bought me a little gift, and I just, you know, and I told her, I said, I don't even need the gift. I don't even need all this. Just the fact that you want to spend time with me, hang out with me, like that means more to me than you could ever know, because I've told her, you know, you're always going to be my baby. And I'm sure, you know, if you have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But that's why this canvas means so much to me, and why I'm so thankful and I'm doing this one is because I'm so thankful for Jasmine. I'm thankful for all my kids, but this one is highlighting Jasmine specifically. And I love her. Well, I guess I have talked on long enough. I am going to continue on I Am. But I just wanted you to know, thank you. I appreciate you watching. I hope that if you like this, that you'll hit the thumbs up button down below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe and become part of the Diamonds family. We try to have fun here. Okay, so I am going to leave you like I always do. Reach for the stars, grab hold on, and never let go. Until my next video, bye guys.